Hi. Today, at last, I find a bit of time to actually record a video about 2025. I've been thinking about it for quite a while now, but I must admit that I wasn't sure how to address what is going to happen astrologically in and during that year, 2025, which is, in my opinion, going to be a very important, I would say even an exceptional year, marked by exceptional events. Now, let's have a look at the chart and let's not get worried by the picture that I've chosen to illustrate this coming year. It's true that we see two kittens eating in the same plate from the same bowl and sharing tenderly what they have to eat. And the backdrop is quite distressing because it seems that there is a war somehow. Everything is like destroyed. And it seems to have been destroyed by the arms, not by a natural catastrophe. So let's have a look at this chart and other charts as well, which I will compare with the coming year chart. Okay, here is the chart. It is the chart of the 1st of January 2025 at midnight, 0 hour universal time. So the sun is at 10 degrees and 49 minutes here in Capricorn. Well, what is, to me, the most important configuration that will occur right from the beginning of the year, even before the end of 2024, is, of course, the opposition between Mars, which is here. On the 1st of January, it will be at 1 degree and 55 minutes retrograde in Leo. The retrogradation phase has begun on the 6th of December. So it's going to take a bit of time before Mars gets away from the vicinity of the opposition with Pluto. Because Pluto, as you can see, is here at 1 degree and 4 minutes in Aquarius. And Pluto has entered in Aquarius on the 20th of November 2024. The transit is going to last for 20 years. In the process of writing a book about the next 20 years and what is going to happen due to the transit of Pluto in Aquarius. In my opinion, this is going to transform society completely. So society as we know it today will have nothing to do with what it will be when the transit is over in 2044, something like that. So anyway, this opposition here is very important because we have here the god of war opposite the god of death. So how do you mix those two, because they seem to be in a confrontation type of situation that is the opposition. Now, Mars in Leo makes it much stronger, much more aggressive than in other signs, because Leo is the ego's sign. So when your ego is, in a bad situation, or at least that's how you feel it, you're going to react very strongly. And if you have Mars in Leo in your chart, in your birth chart, it means that you are very competitive, most probably, except if there are some configurations that indicate the contrary. But otherwise, Mars in Leo makes one quite a fighter, really. And Mars is the god of war, so it represents the soldier that is inside of us and that awakes from time to time according to certain situations in which that extra reactivity is necessary to deal with the situation. And Pluto, which is right across here in Aquarius, of course, is indicating that perhaps if we are excessive in the way we deal with the ego and how we react to whatever happens to us, however we feel threatened by whatever happens, it may trigger a chain reaction that will not have the quality of making things easier for us. On the contrary, it seems to indicate that we will have that tendency to make things more difficult for ourselves, and that would be also because we would feel that we have to react strongly against whatever is happening. And whatever is happening may not be that bad after all, but that is the way we're going to feel about it. The Plutonian way is very destructive. So if we destroy what we have built, or if we decide to destroy what we have built, or the relationship in which we have gotten involved, that's going to make it, or to make our life a lot more difficult. But apart from that, which is on the individual, basis, it will also, this configuration will also have its role in a much broader sense. So that means that countries and the world at large will have to deal with this opposition. And it's not an opposition like a usual opposition when Mars transits a sign, when it reaches that position that puts it in opposition with another planet. This transit has begun on the 4th of September 2024 in Cancer. It will end on the 4th of November 2024. Today is the 14th of September. So, I hope that you're happy to watch this video before the beginning of the year, because that will allow you to, to prepare yourself for what is likely going to happen. Now, so Mars is going to change sign to start to transit in Leo on the 4th of November. But it will progress until about 6-7 degrees in the sign. That's not much. And then it starts to retrograde. And the retrogradation is going to begin on the 6th of December 2024. Then Mars is going to re-enter in Cancer early in 2025, and then it will move back in Leo, in which it will remain until July 2025. So it's not your usual Mars transit. Usually Mars remains about 6 weeks in a sign. But every couple of years, it goes into that retrogradation phase. Now, Mars is not moving backwards. I hope you understand that. Mars is retrograding from our point of view on Earth. The way we look at the solar system from our point of view means that from time to time, because of the difference in speed of rotation around the sun, we tend to overtake. And every 2 years, the Earth overtakes Mars. And that overtaking means that we are changing the alignment with the planet, and it seems to be retrograding, moving backward, and it realigns with the preceding sign, which is, what is going to happen in that instance here, but it's not always the case. It can not leave. At times it doesn't leave. That was the case in 2020, for example, when Mars was transiting in Aries. It remained in Aries for many, many months and never moved from from Aries to Pisces, for example, or from Aries to Taurus. It remained in that sign, which made it quite strong, and it was a very determining period, actually. I think it began in March 2020. Remember what happened then? Anyway, let's carry on, because what I want to show you now is the fact that there was, many, many years ago, another opposition between Mars and Pluto. But Pluto was not in Aquarius. It was in Leo. Here is the chart. 1st of September 1939. That's when actually Germany invaded Poland. And a few days after that, France and England declared war to Germany. So we entered into that very critical period of time during which destruction, death, and, many dramatic problems occurred. Now, you see, in this chart, Mars is in Capricorn and Pluto is in Leo. There is an opposition. It's what we call a false opposition, because to make it true, to make it real, Mars would have to be in Aquarius. But of course, you see here, it's not retrograde. Neither is Pluto. And Mars is at 24 degrees in Capricorn. So it's going to take maybe a week and a half for the planet to change sign and to transit for 6 weeks in Aquarius. And that period of time was very determined how the war was going to be, and what it was going to be was, of course, something extremely important and dramatic that lasted for many years. So now, if we compare both charts, we have here the 1st of September 1939, and we have here the 1st of January 2025. We have Pluto here in Aquarius. Now, it is here in the chart of 1939 in Aquarius. Mars is going to reach the 2025 position of Pluto. And across, Pluto is in Leo in 1939, and in 2025, on the 1st of January, Mars will be in Leo at 1 degree and 56 minutes, so almost 2 degrees in Leo. And where is Pluto? Pluto is here at 2 degrees in Leo. So what does it mean? Is there a message there? It's possible. And if it is the case, if the configuration that I'm talking about is going to reproduce something very similar to what happened in 1939, it would be dramatic. It would be much worse, most probably, than what happened in 1939. So let's not worry too much about it, though. Let's carry on with our lives, of course, but keep an eye on what is going on in the world at the moment, and you will realize that it's not impossible at all that a kind of similar situation that what occurred in 1939 could occur again in 2025. Well, there will also be almost a conjunction between Saturn and Neptune in 2025. Now, in this chart, 1939, Saturn is in Taurus, and it's square Pluto, it's square Mars. Saturn is the referee. Saturn has to decide, but Saturn is putting pressure, and Saturn is indicating that the situation that was occurring then, due or represented by the opposition between Mars and Pluto, was going to perdure, to last quite a while. And it lasted 5-6 years. So it is a long time, during which, well, the worst things happened to our world and to our society. And our society was completely transformed because of that second war. So where is Saturn in the 2025 chart? It's here in Pisces. It's not far from Neptune. It is going to almost reach Neptune in 2025. And that will be in Aries, Mars' sign. So is it going to make it perhaps more difficult for us to assess what is real and what is not? Because Neptune represents what we imagine, what we believe, and Saturn represents reality. So the two are meeting. Hello dream. My name is Reality, and I'd like to sort of have a talk with you and perhaps organize the future for our good people on Earth. So those two gods, they were Olympian gods, are dealing with a situation that is not the best. But luckily for us all on this planet Earth, the conjunction, when it does occur in Aries, will create a positive link with Pluto in Aquarius. It's what we call a sextile. It is a 60-degree angle, or about a 60-degree angle separating the elements around the chart. And there will be a trine with Mars, because the conjunction between Saturn and Neptune is going to occur before July, before Mars changes sign to transit in Virgo. So it will come to our rescue, if I can say it like that, because Neptune represents the spiritual dimension of life and how we should remain connected as much as we can to that spiritual dimension of life, because it's going to help us understand and perhaps show some compassion, or at least diminish our anger. And not just our anger, personal anger, but also the anger of the great people in this world, those who deal and those who govern countries and armies as well. So that will help for sure. But Saturn, being very near Neptune, it's really almost a conjunction. We can consider it a conjunction. But as far as the transit is concerned, the real conjunction will occur in 2026. It will be another story, which I will tell you next year when I talk about 2026, of course. So, yes, Saturn is there to say, well, hold on to your horses. Don't go to war just because you're not agreeing with one another. There are better solutions than destroying one's country or the other person's country or their people's country. No, there are other solutions that are maybe much more constructive than destructive. So it will be for us to also deal with this ideal within our small environment, close environment, within our own society and community, to make sure that we don't get angry too easily, aggressive too easily, and also not feel aggressed by other people just because they don't agree with us. It doesn't mean that they're our enemies. Perhaps they're our best friends in truth. Even though they may do you harm in some way, they may be your best friend, karmic-wise, From a karmic point of view, this 2025 year is one of those. So what we are going to go through will remain in the books, history books, in schools, and in other people's mind, because we will not forget what will happen during that year. So the next video that I'm going to make for you will be, I will show you. It may be better for you to see. So that is the chart of the 21st of January. I've chosen that because you see the sun here. What I'm going to deal with is actually the transits of the sun around the chart in 1 year. So on the 21st of January, it's going to reach Pluto. And then later on in March, on the 12th of March, it's going to reach Saturn. And then it's going to reach Neptune and Venus, the North Lunar Node, Mercury, Chiron, Uranus, of course, Jupiter, Mars, the South Lunar Node, naturally, the Black Moon or Lilith, Vesta, and it will come back to its original position on the 1st of January 2026. So that's what I'm going to analyze. All those charts, you see, there are quite a few, and they're all telling us something about what may occur during the year 2025. So let's meet again soon, I hope, according to the time that I can devote to what I'm doing now today for you, this video. I hope you appreciate it. So let me know if you do. And soon also, I will be analyzing the transits, the major transits around the zodiac for each zodiac sign. And I know that you are many expecting that, waiting for it. But, I only have 24 hours per day, and I need to sleep, I need to eat, I need to relax from time to time. So anyway, I know you thank me for what I do, but I need to thank you as well for being there, for following me, for appreciating what I do, because a lot of other people don't, you see. So you're my friends, and I thank you for that. Bye for now. See you soon.